Hi guys, so I've got Antony Costa with me. Anthony, how on earth do you have time to be a Spurs fan when you're acting all the time, you're singing in blue, you've won 2 Brit Awards, you've been in the jungle. The list is endless of your achievements and what you've done over the last 20 years or so. How do you find life as a Spurs fan?
Very up and down. For me, obviously, being born into a Spurs family, I had no choice. Like some kids now, they got a choice of who they support. I was with a mate of mine yesterday because I'm doing a panto up in York, and I was with a mate of mine yesterday. Who is an old. He used to basically play for Spurs and Leeds and everyone. Good friend of mine. Okay. And his son's a City fan, and it was just like, what are you a City fan for? And it's like, because they won the league and all that, and it's just kids nowadays. But as I said, I was born into a Spurs family. Yeah. I had no choice. Mum and dad, both all my family, as I said. So yeah, I mean, there's been ups and downs. But I think when Blue first started, I was going to more games than I was going to more games than what I did when I was a kid. Because obviously I was at school and I couldn't really go, blah, blah, blah. But I went as much as I could. Yeah. And then, it was the sort of the Glenn Hoddle era for me when Blue first started. I started going more and more, and etc. And yeah, that's how it's happened. You know what I mean? But we've had ups and downs, as you know. Players have come and gone, and world players have come and gone that we sort of created, and they sort of leave us behind. And so it's been hard. But to be a Spurs fan, as they say.
Now, we're a very similar age. I think there's only a year apart from me and you. Now, obviously, we've gone to White Hart Lane many times to see Spurs play at home. Now, this year saw the demolition of White Hart Lane. How did you feel when you saw the pictures of the stadium being demolished?
So sad. It was so sad. It's going to be quite sort of cringy, but it was like losing your family. Do you know what I mean? It's like losing your football family. And when the talks of the new stadium's coming, I didn't believe it until I saw it. Do you know what I mean? So for me, White Hart Lane was always going to be White Hart Lane, 36,000 etc. people there, and I think when I saw it being demolished, after the United game when we beat them, and everyone was on a high and everyone was singing, and the old players came and they were, doing their thing. It just brought like a little tear to my eye. Yeah. And my missus was like, "Well, you never cried when our daughter was born." But I think it was. I think when my daughter was born, it was more joy. Do you know what I mean? It was like, thank God. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But when they demolished the White Hart Lane Stadium, I was just like, I can't believe.
So were you at the finale, man?
It's happening. I literally just come off stage the night before, and I was waiting for a ticket through my mate Crackers, and he said, "Look, I've got a ticket," and I've literally been on tour, so the last thing I wanted to say to my missus was, "I'm going to go and see the last game of Spurs," because that would have gone down like an Arsenal fan at White Hart Lane. So no, it did. I watched it obviously, and it was just emotional. And the new stadium looks great, and I just hope that we can get that atmosphere back at the new stadium that we did at White Hart Lane.
How do you think that you will feel personally when you walk into the new stadium? Do you think it will be the same? Do you think it will? Do you think people will still call it White Hart Lane?
It'll always be White Hart Lane to me. I mean, I don't know what the naming rights are going to be, but it'll always be White Hart Lane. I'm sorry, I can't have anything else. Yeah. Because I just don't like change. I mean, we've had change all our lives with like 17 different managers over the years. So. Yeah. You just got to get on with it. But for me, White Hart Lane will always be White Hart Lane, mate. Always be White Hart Lane. So it's going to be interesting.
If you could pick out one or two favourite moments from White Hart Lane, do you have any?
Oh God, Champions League in Milan. We were flying, absolutely flying, and then they came to our ground and we did them. Do you know what I mean? And where else was there? Obviously the Madrid game where we got battered, but it's still our first sort of taste of Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously Chelsea last year beating them 2-0. Dele Alli both goals, which was fantastic. Where else? I've been more downs than ups, I tell you. But beating Liverpool 4-1, I remember. Beating Arsenal many a times when I've seen. Kyle Walker for me scoring the last minute screamer. I remember that one very, very well because it just erupted, absolutely erupted. And obviously because from 92 to 97 I was at secondary school, so we only beat Arsenal once in them 5 years of being at secondary school. So you can imagine me being a North London boy.
Yeah.
Half my mates Spurs, half my mates are Arsenal.
That's right.
You know, and when Popescu scored, I was just like, it was the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
But we, you know, as I said, we only beat them once, whereas they beat us many a times over the years. So it was hard growing up as a Spurs fan, you know, in North London when all your mates are Arsenal and Spurs at the same time as well.
Anthony, did you have a particular place in the stadium where you used to sit all the time?
Park Lane Upper.
Yeah.
I was just behind the goal. That's where my season ticket was for like 3 years on and off.
Yeah.
Sort of the last 3 years. But I've sat everywhere because, you know, Spurs have been always great to me. And I think when Blue first come out, you know, they invited me on the pitch and just having, you know, talking about Spurs and my love for Spurs. And so I've sat everywhere, literally everywhere. I've sat West Upper, I've sat West Lower. Probably my worst experience was when Arsenal won the league at ours in 2004. I was West Upper. So you can imagine I was right next to the Arsenal fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously when they were celebrating it, I just couldn't handle it, mate. I just couldn't handle it. And I think like you know, the 16-year-old kid in me just come out and just went absolutely mental. Just because it was them, innit? I mean, even though we didn't lose, we still lost. You know what I mean? I think when that scored the last minute or like last 5 minutes to go. But that was hard. That was hard to take. But yeah, I've sat everywhere. But for me, Hart Lane Upper. It is what is and was where it was at.
So do you go to many away games, or have you been to many away games in the past?
I've on and off in the past. Yeah, I remember going to I'm coming back now. Birmingham City. I got invited there because Blue were touring in Birmingham on that Saturday.
Yeah.
So I went to the Birmingham Spurs game, and it just so happens that we were playing them, and I got invited, and I sat in the director's boxy bit, you know, where all the chairman's are, so you got to sit there and be quiet and shut up. And I remember we scored. I think Sheringham scored, and we went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And I went absolutely mental. I was obviously the only Spurs fan in that bit.
Yeah.
Apart from Daniel Levy, of course, but he ain't going to start jumping up and down, is he? So I've literally just started jumping up and down, going mental, blah blah blah, etc. etc. You know, and then all of a sudden these Birmingham fans just turned around and went, "Mate, you wait after the game, mate. We're going to get you." And I was like, "Mate, I'm gone, mate. I'm gone.
Yeah.
And come 85 minutes, I'm gone." And I think Bobby salvaged the point for him. So I remember that game very, very vividly. Charlton, I think we lost 2-1. The Charlton game. That was a bit dreadful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was when Danny Murphy was playing for Cheltenham, and then like the year later he came to us. So yeah, I'm going back a bit, but I've been to a few on and off away games. I've never been to a foreign away game, like a UEFA Cup game or a Champions League game. So that's something that's on my bucket list. It's just obviously work, isn't it? That just coincides with everything.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Well, I was going to ask that when you said about you went mad when Spurs scored at Birmingham. I know you're a singer by trade, but do you sing? Are you a singer at all these games?
I am, but naturally you don't start singing in harmony. Do you know what I mean? you just it's just like, you know, you talk like that, don't you? Like, Harry, one of our own.
That's
Harry,
it.
You sort of turn into Frank Butcher.
Bit rough, yeah.
God rest his soul. And so yeah, so I love a sing song at Spurs, especially when we're winning.
Yeah.
So.
Let's talk about Spurs during this year. Now, how impressed have you been with Spurs throughout 2017?
Very impressed. Obviously, Harry breaking the record the other day is you know, nothing to be sniffed at. I think he's an absolute class player. He's a world-class player, and I hope we can keep him. I hope Spurs can break the wage bracket and wage structure and sort of, you know, do what's best for the club and keep these best players. Yes, we've had ups and downs. I think for me, I went to the Chelsea game, our first game at Chelsea, at Wembley against Chelsea. You know, it wasn't great. We obviously lost 2-1, and I thought this is it now. You know, the pessimist in me started thinking, right, all these players are going to start heads down, new stadium, they're going to want to leave, blah blah blah. But luckily, you know, we've been all right. We've been scraping wins. I know obviously we beat Southampton and Burnley, but prior to that, it was, you know, squeaky bum times and stuff. Obviously, the Leicester game we should have won, but they beat us. Watford game as well. So it's just one of them one of them seasons where I think we just need to get out of the way, get the new season, get the new stadium in, and just crack on from there and start buying some good players that are going to benefit our team.
Do you think that was the problem at the start of this season, that we just didn't buy enough?
I don't think we strengthened enough, mate. I think a lot of people saying that we're better off now than what we was last year. But the thing about it was Man City didn't strengthen last year.
Mm-hmm.
They were just biding their time. United didn't really strengthen. And for us, we should have been building on that from last year. Looked at what positions we needed, what backups we needed. Because if you look at our bench, it's not strong. Let's call it straight. There's no one on that bench that can come on and get you that last minute winner. I'd like to think there is, but unfortunately there isn't. Whereas United, they've got a certain amount of players. City have got 3 different types of squads that you can play.
Yeah.
And I think that we need, come January, next couple of weeks, we just need someone, 1 or 2 players, just to, give that extra competition for places.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously Dele's been great on and off, but he's been very in and out at the moment.
That's right.
And I think age and people around him can affect him. And I think, there's no harm in dropping him. It doesn't mean that Poch doesn't like him. But I think Poch is scared to drop him because fans will be in uproar.
Yeah.
But if you look at the whole process of whole season and how he's been, he hasn't been great. So, do you fans love him, or do you play a player on form?
Mm-hmm.
Sonny come in.
Yeah.
Was absolutely fantastic
mm-hmm.
against Stoke. And then from that, he's earned his place. And I don't think that boy should be dropped.
Yeah.
Unless he has a couple of bad games. And, you think, right, you have to be, you got to be dropped. You got to rest. But we can't even afford to drop Kane. If he's had a bad spell, 2 or 3 games and not scoring, fans are going to be like, he's tired. But then if Poch dropped him, everyone will be in uproar. So he's in a no-win situation. So I think we need to buy players that can benefit the side. And when I say that, I think we need to buy Premiership players that know the Prem. It's not worth going out and buying these Spanish La Liga players, Italian players, etc. Yes, they'll be great to, they'll be great to put on the back of a shirt,
mm-hmm.
but they don't know the Premier League. So it will take these players 8 to 10 games to get used to the Premier League, and by that time the season's over.
Yeah.
For me, I think someone like Zaha would be fantastic for us because we need pace. We're lacking pace. That's one thing about it. And maybe a Ross Barkley who can take Ali's place if and when he's not performing well. And I just think he needs a bit of competition.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he needs to be dropped every game, but he needs competition because otherwise the boy's going to run out of steam and a lot of people are going to get on his back, and that's when the confidence will drop. So I think Poch has got it right to a certain extent. I think we've missed Wanyama 100%. We've missed Wanyama. Obviously, the loss of Toby's just been like, I'm devastated because that man is
he's the one. Yeah.
He's the one, mate. I mean, I'm so pleased that we've got someone in like Dyer who can play, centre half. But Jan and Toby, you just don't get through them. And obviously Sanchez as well has been a revelation. So them 3 players, they're our backbone of the team.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned Mauricio Pochettino. Are you confident in him? Do you think that he will deliver trophies within the next couple of years at Spurs?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think we need to stick by him, obviously. I think he's been our best manager to date in the last sort of 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. But it ain't worth getting Champions League, Chris, every year if you're not winning trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm from the old school, and I'm sure maybe you are as well. I want to see trophies.
Same.
It's not worth being in, finishing 4th every season, playing in the Champions League and getting knocked out after the group stages, because that to me is not an achievement.
Yeah.
I want to be winning FA Cups. The League Cup, we should have been going for the League Cup. All right, we slipped up against West Ham.
Yeah.
Things happen. But now this FA Cup thing, and now the FA Cup's about to start, we need to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
We need to hit the ground running. We ain't got the luxury of playing 2 different sides. I think we have, but I don't think we've got it yet. And to play Llorente, who's he's a nice little player, but he ain't going to get you he ain't going to win you the FA Cup. Harry Kane will. So just start with your strongest team. I know we're against AFC Wimbledon, but just get it out of the way and then just build that confidence up.
Yeah, me personally, I was very disappointed that evening of the West Ham game, obviously 2-0 up and losing 3-2.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm exactly the same as you. I believe that if you're in a competition such as the League Cup, you're in it to win it. And I don't know, the last couple of years, Pochettino don't seem to be interested in the League Cup at all.
No, I know. And you look at that and think, well, where is your mindset? And I said, if we're in the Champions League, all right, we're in the Champions League now. We're playing Juventus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it all happens on that game. It's all about that game, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we beat Juventus over 2 legs, confidence will be flying.
Yeah.
That's the whole we can beat anyone situation. But we ain't got the players to be able to. You won't be able to rest Kane. You won't be able to rest your Erikssons. You won't be able to rest your Sons.
Yeah.
I hope Toby's back. I really do, because once Toby's back, then I'll be all right. But at the moment, it is a little bit squeaky bum time-ish, a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think just go all out for the FA Cup and just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, again, the FA Cup this year against Chelsea, we should have, you know, toe to toe, we were better than them, man.
I know.
And you're playing Son at left back, left wing back. Come on, man. Where was your mind? Matic scores.
There are some decisions that have left Spurs fans a little confused like that.
Yeah. I don't get it. You've got someone in Davis, or, you know, Rose was injured, but someone like Davis who's doing all right.
Yeah.
Who's come in and producing.
Yeah.
Play the boy in his position.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned Champions League, obviously Juventus we've got next.
Yeah.
How impressed and how surprised were you? You know, we were in the supposed group of death, as they named it. You know, we got 6 points out of Dortmund, 4 out of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
We were flying, weren't we?
Absolutely flying. And, you know, I was the first one when that draw was made. I remember watching that draw and thinking, like you, the group of death, we're going to get absolutely spanked. Mm-hmm. And we're going to look embarrassment. And then that's when all the Arsenal fans are going to start saying, you know, Champions League, we're having a laugh and all that shit. Yeah. So, but we've proved these people wrong. But it's all about your next game now. It's all about Juventus. Mm-hmm. Now the Italian League, forgive me if I'm wrong, I think they've got a bit of a break now.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, you know, fitter. They're going to be more. We're going to be more match fitter, but they're going to be more rested. So it is that, you know, 6 to 1 and half a dozen of the other. We have to go there with the confidence that we can beat them. And if we do, then who knows what happens, man? Look at Leicester. They won the league 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I would never have put them to win the league, but they did it, and they did it in style. And good luck to them.
How do you?
Yeah, go on.
How do you see the Champions League going? Do you think we will go through?
I think over 2 legs we might beat Juventus. I do. I really do. It's just, and then obviously that's when it's the bigger. Yes, that's when it's the Masters. Whoever is through, your Barca's, your Bayern Munich's. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be great to go out there and prove to people that Spurs are deservedly in this Champions League, but it ain't worth being in the Champions League year in, year out if you ain't winning if you're not winning cups.
Yeah.
Or silverware.
Yeah.
1991 was the last time we won the FA Cup. It's embarrassing.
I know.
It's really embarrassing, you know.
A very long time ago.
It does seem a long time ago. And for me, I want to be winning trophies. League Cups, you know, people call it the Mickey Mouse Cup, but it ain't, because you start winning the League Cup, you start winning the FA Cup, these boys as a unit will be like, let's have it, let's do it, we can do this.
Yeah.
Not, you know, going up against Chelsea and you got and your formation is all wrong. I just couldn't get my head around it.
Now, Anthony, if you were to have a checkbook and you could sign 3 players currently at Spurs for life, who would they be? And if you could get rid of 3 players, who would they be?
Right. I'd keep Toby. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'd keep Kane. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
And I might keep Eriksson.
Okay.
That's off the top of my head. I'm just going by just 3 names. 3 people that I'd get rid of. It's hard, man. Sissoko. He's gone. Sissoko's gone. Would I get rid of Dyer? No, I wouldn't get rid of Dyer, actually. I think he's a good utility player. And Kudu, bless him.
Yeah.
And maybe Llorente.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because I like Llorente, but he ain't doing it. You know, he's another Soldado. Do you know what I mean? I want pace, man.
I can't believe when we've had the likes of Soldado, then Janssen, and now Llorente, and I will them on, all three of them, and you want it to happen for them, but it just hasn't.
It hasn't. It really hasn't. It's not like the luxury we had when we had Berber, Kane, Defoe, Pav.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even Pav, people used to start, but he used to come on, he used to score.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, he'd know where the goal is.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Llorente's, you know, like Soldado, Janssen, but they're smashing it in Turkey.
Yeah.
Janssen and Soldado are smashing it in where are they? Fenerbahce, Galatasaray?
Yeah,
they're smashing it.
Weird, yeah.
It's weird. I don't know what happens at Spurs. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm always very cautious about these foreign strikers that come from Spain and Italy and you know, Ajax, whoever that, you know, and Holland.
Yeah.
But there is talks of us getting that Kluivert's son who looks promising. But let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you heard anything? No.
No. Yeah. There's so many rumours flying about, but I don't tend to believe any of it until Spurs.
Do you think Barkley would be a good addition?
I do. I think Barkley would be a very good addition. I think that's exactly what we need, a player like that.
Yeah.
I believe that the last few years, ever since Poch started at Spurs, we don't ever have a game changer on the bench, and I think that's the big issue.
Yeah, we haven't got a game changer. You're right. You look at our bench. There's no one there.
Yeah.
You haven't got the likes of I'm going back to years, but you haven't got the likes of a Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Who's going to come on and nick a 1-0 win?
That's it.
If we need it. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, people are like, but you know, we haven't played great football. I ain't bothered about great football. I want them 3 points because you've got to be in and amongst it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on a Spurs WhatsApp group with obviously my Spurs mates, and the amount of crap they come out with, bless them, like stats this and stats that. I'm not interested in stats.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what's the final score.
Yeah.
Because we can have 80% possession against Burnley, and they can nick 1-0. Who's gonna remember the 80% possession? No one. They're gonna remember the result though.
Yeah.
So we need someone that can come on and nick a 1-0 win if we need it.
Yeah.
You know. So
Anthony, where do you think that we will end up this season?
I think the top 4 as we see it now might be the top 4 this season. And I think we'll probably end up 5th.
Right.
I really do, and I hate saying that.
Yeah.
But let's call it straight. And we have to strengthen this January. We have to get a Zaha in or someone.
Yeah.
With pace, we ain't got pace, and that's what we're lacking.
Yeah. Actually, just a final question for you. So, 2017, we're almost at the end. If you were to pick the one special moment that you remember from the whole of the year, what would it be?
Oh my God, there's a few. From the beginning of January.
Yeah.
It'd have to be the 2-0 against Chelsea. That was the first time. That was when I thought we went toe to toe with them and we beat them. And I thought, we're on a roll. And we went on a roll. And obviously we ended up in the Champions League. So hats off to Poch and the team and the boys, and just want to keep improving. That's all. You know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking to us. And
thanks, buddy.
What are you up to now? You're at Panto. How long?
Yeah, I'm in Panto at the moment. Yeah, I'm in York, so not round the corner. So I'm here sort of 7th of Jan, and then I'm trying to get to Wembley for the Everton game on the 13th. So looking forward to that.
Okay. Well, happy New Year to you.
Cheers, pal, and you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Top man. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, nice.